It's fascinating in this world how there's always some type of struggle, there's always some type of battle that we're forced to face. And when you're trapped in the world of lies, deception, mental fatigue, and all types of collateral damage, it becomes very interesting to survive through it. Your survivability and viability a lot of times depends on your mentality and the people you're around as well. I know right now as I make this video, there's people going to listen to this video, some that mess with me, some that don't like me, some that despise me, some that hate me, and some people that really rock with me and show me love. We make music together, I send little melodies, little raps or whatever, and we try to build something. It's crazy. About a year ago when I started my original channel, how I went from literally 0 subscribers, or a couple of subscribers, to thousands in a few months. And I got monetized. I think I got monetized last year. It took me about maybe like 6, 7, 8 months to get monetized, if that, or even sooner than that. I don't remember exactly, but I remember being happy about it, and it was just amazing. And I was like, wow, I can actually make videos and be like these other YouTubers I see, getting all this money and success, making videos and doing what they love. But then at the time, I didn't have my ID, and I couldn't get verified, for AdSense, because you need verification and authentication to start earning from your YouTube videos. And to build that through pain and isolation and desolation, and then have it snatched from you, and then kicked out and doxxed in an even worse situation, and then getting kicked out of that place as well into another situation. But one thing I've always held on to is never to be so fearful. We live in a world that's unexpected. We live in a world that's ever changing and ever evolving. And usually the evolution leads to degradation. It leads to a rare sensation of obliteration. Meaning that the world's going to revolve whether you're here or not. I can drop dead right now, and the only thing left of me will be these YouTube videos, and people saved my videos all over the damn internet and things that I've made. But the world's still going to go on. There's still going to be wars. There's still going to be people hating each other. There's still going to be, all types of distractions, and the Illuminati and them are going to still do their wicked plots, And I just wish the world was evolving into a more serene place, a place of serenity, a place of tranquility, a place where traces of good ingenuity still remain. But unfortunately, we're in a world where people love to argue, they love to start fights and do all these weird things. And then these people, who doxed me, they send, my family members, my channel, they take out clips and they edit them, they do stuff like this, It's just a very weird thing to try to make YouTube videos that are deeply personal and introspective, knowing that you have people in your family or people around listening to everything you're talking about, And then it's just like, would you be able to make videos if you were in that situation? You got kicked out, you got doxxed, but you like making videos because, it's cool. But then people that don't like you are listening to every single word you're saying, but you still have to maintain to your audience, still has to be raw, real, and authentic. But at the same time, you got people doing some type of invasion of privacy almost, Then random people online doxing, finding more information about you than it's like comfortable. It's like, okay, who's this person? What are you doing with this information? What are you going to do? It's a very weird world where bullies like to bully people. And then somebody was telling me, it was like, bro, BPV, the only reason why they attacked you, man, is because you broke the stereotype of a black guy when you spoke. Yeah, your situation may have been fucked up, but people clearly see talent in you. People see talent in your music, they see talent in your novels, they see talent in the way you talk. You just been in a very fucked up environment that's not conducive to growth. Because if you were in an environment, let's say if Taz Taylor was my best friend, you think he'll let me be in a situation being homeless, getting kicked out, going place to place, getting kicked out here, kicked out there, going there, you don't know where you're going to be at, Then you got to find employment, Meanwhile, you're battling and struggling with all your demons, and these people don't give a fuck about you. They hate you. They want me to suffer. They want me to go through it. I am one of the realest black pillars you'll ever hear. All these other guys, they're not really in this black pill shit for real. You know? They're not. They just can't find a girl. That's their only fucking problem. They can't find a girl. That's it. They're not really living this. When I make these videos, these are raw emotions. These are raw feelings. This is unfiltered. You know? This is something coming from somebody that's really living this shit, going through hell for real. You know? You understand? This is not some shit where it's just somebody, I'm a YouTuber. Hey, welcome to YouTube, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Nah, motherfucker. I don't know where I'm going to lay my head at. Well, I think I have an idea, and then I got to find some employment. You know what I mean? And I'm in a totally different, pretty much state. You know, I'm not in my original state or any original state. So, and I don't have any of my original friends and connections, you know? Actually, there's a couple of people I know out here where I'm at, but everybody's living their life doing their own thing. And then, like, they don't really, you know how people are, you know what I mean? Certain people that, they're like your friends but associates. Like, we don't talk like that, but when we see each other, it's what's up, it's cool, you know? It's cordial. But it's not nothing, you know, really real and solidified. I'm just saying, man, this video is like a little rant, you know? Excuse me if it's all jumbled up, but I'm just getting some thoughts off my mind real quick, you know? You see, the revitalization of the spirit, it has to come through being in an environment that's conducive to your dreams and ambitions. I always had big dreams and big ambitions. It's probably why I stayed stagnated for a long time, but the stagnation led to mental degradation. If I was in the right situation, let's say if Tariq Nasheed, I don't know if you guys know who Tariq Nasheed is, but, you know, I'm FBA at B1, so I watch Tariq Nasheed, Professor Black Truth, TBA, the Black Authority, you know? These people I look up to. Black Pill Gnostic. There's so many people. I keep naming them, but, you know, smart men, you know, and one of the hardest things in this world is finding yourself and finding what you're truly gifted at and and how to make money from it. You know, someone told me that, and that's another thing. You see, these videos are so introspective, and I be raw, and I open up in these videos. It's kind of what made Drake popular. Remember, Drake, in his music, he was being vulnerable. He told you all his weaknesses, all of his strengths, and it was good because it made people connect with Drake in his career, early in his career, but then also people tried to use that against him, you know? And that's what I hate, is when I have to be vulnerable because I have to be real. I got to tell you what's real, you know? But at the same time, you got enemies, vipers, and shadow snipers listening to the words I say and then utilizing it against me. That's not what I'm here for. I started my channel because I was just somebody going through some depression just to talk about it on a video. That's it. I'm not here to talk about nobody, target nobody, challenge nobody. And then you got people showing your family your channel. People send my videos. They send my videos to my mom, her husband. People sending videos to family members that have to, you know, it's just, why would you do that? You know? But it is what it is, you know. Shit, I feel like, you know, we already know who runs this society, runs this world, and feeds off our negative emotional frequencies and our loose energy. So I'm not complaining, man, you know, because I'm going to keep going. I ain't going to stop, you know. Every time a channel gets, well, I'm coming back. It's like, it's no point. Why would I stop? You know, why would I stop making music? Why would I stop? Because I'm old? You know? No, I love it. Something I love to do. Something that I enjoy. You know? Music, making videos, and other type of things. You know, but what I was saying is that it's difficult to find your craft in this world and then carefully curate it and be in the environment that's sufficient and effective and efficient that you can actually motivate yourself and turn it into something. But a lot of luck plays a part in life as well, you know, because we don't choose, like in this world, we don't get to choose our race. We don't get to choose, you know, family members. We don't get to choose our fathers. We don't get to choose, you know, our bloodlines we come from. We don't choose none of that. It's chosen for us. And that right there is like a rigged game, in my opinion. If the game of life, because it's a game, you know, if it was like an RPG, like playing The Witcher 3, maybe not The Witcher 3, but one of those RPGs that you can get that you create your character, you know, and it's like The Witcher 3 as well when it comes to demons in the forest. You know about Skinwalker Ranch, but if it was more like an RPG where you get to pick your character, pick your race. I know a lot of people with my skin color configuration that has a different type of mental aptitude and a mental altitude. They would definitely pick something of a more lighter complexion, because certain people in this world, whether they want to admit it or not, they have the complexion for the protection. It doesn't mean that they don't go through things in life, but it means that the things they go through in life pale in comparison to others who have let's just say, a darker countenance, And it doesn't mean people don't go through messed up stuff. My favorite rapper is Marshall Mathers, Eminem. That's my favorite fucking rapper is Eminem. My favorite rapper. I love Eminem. Favorite rapper. I love him. All his early mixtapes. Lyric to lyric. Used to sing that shit all the time in the shower, in the bathroom. I look at Eminem as the fucking everything. My favorite rapper. He's white, but he went through a real shit in his life, But even Eminem said it in that one song. Eminem has a song called "White America." White America, da 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 da. White America. I forgot the damn lyrics now, but that's pretty much the gist of it, But I gotta listen to the song again. But he talked about that song. He was like, "If I was black, I would have only sold half." You know what I mean? So we know what it is. But from people I don't know, my whole life, man, I felt like there's always something trying to stop me from greatness. Like, I'm not a regular person like everybody else, and it's not to sound like, it's like I have something inside me that's more. I'm just not around people that can see it or around people that can do it. Like, I need to be around Taz Taylor. So people want to send that. Why don't you send Taz Taylor my videos? Why don't you send Nick Mara my videos? Motherfuckers, right? They'll send your videos to everybody who hates you, but never send your videos or my raps or anything like that to people that can actually help me and benefit me. It goes to show you that whatever being, because it's an entity, it's a spiritual warfare. And remember, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but the princes and principalities and the powers in the high places, And people like to trust this. It's my fault, though. It's my fault for being so raw and transparent. I should have been more fake. You know what I mean? Honestly, if I wasn't so damn real, I would still have a place to live at. Maybe even a job working at, my mom's husband's place. And slowly saving up for a car and my own apartment. But because I was so real and transparent, because that's how I thought the black pill was. I thought everybody who makes these videos is real, but I was wrong. Everybody who watches these videos, even make these videos, a lot of these people are fake as fuck. A lot of them. How many times when I had my YouTube channel that I would show love and support? I'd be like, hey, this person's YouTube channel, hey, check them out, woo woo. There's no one in the Black Pill community that makes a whole 15, 20-minute video showing multiple channels and telling people to subscribe to. None of them. I was trying to bring love into this community, bring unity. Like, bro, we need to come together. We need to come together and start putting our resources and our minds and power. Let's all make a podcast. All the top make a podcast. Let's start getting money from the podcast, sponsors from the podcast. Let's move out of our mother's basement. Let's move, you know what I mean? Like, for real. People want to laugh and joke. Let them laugh. People are going to judge you no matter what. Who gives a fuck? People are bastards, and people do passive aggressive, like somebody that smiles in your face but talks behind your back or smiles in your face and hates you secretly. It's like I don't got time for that energy or that synergy. I want to actually build something. So I ignore all that shit. I created a YouTube channel, had over 3,000 subscribers, over 500,000 views damn near, all-time views. And if I would have had my idea, I would have been monetized, so I would have been making money off of that. But even then, people were showing me love, cash apping me, all that. Then I had that bastard, that homosexual vampire who lives in a village in Croatia, want to make videos on me. He's like, bro, you don't even know me. Before I even made videos, you didn't even know who I was. But let me stop with that, because that's not what this video about. I need to vent a little bit. You know what I mean? I really wish you could just beat niggas up and not go to prison and go to jail. You know what I mean? But sometimes you just gonna say fuck it. I remember my my female cousin. She has a husband she's married to. He's white. I remember me and him got in a fight. Well, it wasn't a fight because I pretty much knocked him out. But he kept walking around my door and kept like stomping his feet, slamming, doing this little shit, right? I don't know if I even should say, I don't give a fuck it. But he kept like, he'll do like little, and he'll talk to you rude and shit like that, or try to get smart. He tried to get smart at everybody. One day I said, fuck it. You know what I mean? I went up straight up to him and said, well, what the deal was, he talked smart and socked him in his face. We got into it, and I think it was Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face, and I think a lot of these internet and a lot of evil people, they need to get punched in the face a couple of times, It's not no bragging or boasting, it's real. What the fuck I got to lie for? What the fuck I got to make up for? I'm telling you my real shit I'm going through right now. The fuck I got to lose, but I'm extremely talented. I know it. I'm like, hey, bro, this is, I wrote some, I was writing last night too, and I was comparing it to some, you know, because what I would do is this, I'll write my own lyrics, and I'll go on like Genius or some lyric, and I'll compare it to like the top artists. I'll compare it to like the Kendrick Lamars. I'll compare it to like people like that, and I'll just read it. You know, I ain't talking about the little freestyles I just do, not that. I'm talking about when I really get lyrical, you know, and I'm like, damn, there's no way in hell I should be living like this. And then it goes, then you gotta wonder, everybody who made it, they had a team. But yeah, fuck it. Peace.